Just about 2 weeks from now, the Democrats will elect their new chairman. Their choice will, of course, tell the world a lot about what's important to the party that had, shall we say, a rough year in 2016. Ahead of the vote, House Democrats escaped Capitol Hill this week to huddle in Baltimore to set their agenda for the next 2 years. Jim Kessler, co-founder of The Third Way, a centrist Democratic think tank, addressed the group and joins us now. Jim, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
You know, right after the election, when you would talk to Democrats, they would tell you through their grief and sometimes tears that, gee, if only we had moved farther to the left. I remember one commentator going, Hillary Clinton really just needed to talk more about climate change, and she should have won. Are the Democrats still thinking this way, or have they come to their senses?
Well, the Democratic Party likes to quarrel, so they're still quarreling. There's some that's the view. There's others, my organization in particular, that believes we need to build a bigger coalition. We need to expand the map. We are right now a coastal party that's winning really along the Acela corridor of the East Coast and then the Pacific Coast, and doing very poorly in the interior. And you know, those issues like climate change are important issues for the country and maybe for some voters inside, but we need to do more to attract voters elsewhere, and that's probably more in the ideological center than along the ideological left.
It seems so basic to think about folks who are in Ohio or Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. They'd love to care about climate change, but they care about putting food on their table for their kids. They care about why there's such a horrible drug epidemic because there's no jobs in their various states or cities, and they've gone overseas. What's so difficult for Democrats about talking to that group? Why have they lost that right now?
Well, historically, Democrats did a very good job of talking to that group, and I think, you know, lately they've drifted away. As our party has become more coastal, you know, the coasts are the place where people are doing well. They're also the places in the economy where globalization and technology seem like a benefit to people. And in the interior of the country, globalization and technology seems like a barrier to success. And I think that because of a lot of Democrats are from these coastal enclaves, they're forgetting the folks inside.
It's one thing to sort of not understand it. It's another thing to forget about them. And that brings us to sort of this issue of who is the next DNC chair. There's 7 folks who are up for it. Won't read through the entire list, but Representative Ellison among them, who's up there, former Labor Secretary Tom Perez, Jammu Green, and then Jamie Harrison, South Carolina Democratic Party chairman. Is there an issue here for the Democrats of playing identity politics? You look at their agenda for 2 weeks from now at this convention where they're going to elect the chairman, and it's all about this group, that group. The only group I didn't see there is people who self-identify as blue Smurfs or something like that represented. Where do you sit down and talk about America and jobs and the issues at hand?
I think the Smurfs were on the list. You might have just missed it.
Well, the small print very far down on the bottom. Okay.
So, look, the Democratic Party is a diverse party and much more diverse than the Republican Party. There's no doubt about it. The key for Democrats is to be able to appeal to folks that are, you know, in some minority groups or feel vulnerable, gay, lesbian, transgender, but also have a national message that appeals to a broad swath of Americans that don't fall into these groups. That is not an impossible task. Democrats have done that. Is there
anybody running for DNC chair who you think is able to bring the party back to the center and back to your point, speaking to middle America?
Look, I think there's several. I mean, Buttigieg is from Indianapolis, or from Indiana, is one of those candidates, and there are others. Whoever that DNC chair is, that person needs to expand the coalition that Democrats have. That is what's going to make the Democrats a successful party. We're a shrinking party at the moment.
Well, needs to and have the ability to or the understanding to are very different things. Jim, we appreciate your insights. We're going to be down there for the DNC chair election next Saturday. Hope you'll join us then and come talk to us about it in 2 weeks.
I'll bring my popcorn and watch.
Well, and we'll look out for the blue Smurfs as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.